So I was riding back to the boat ramp, and I think my excitement's calmed down a little bit, and now the reality is that I just got to hold an item that the last person that touched it was from the American Civil War, and I actually know who he was. This is going to be an incredible story. What is up? My name is Matt. Welcome to Diggin. As you guys know, I metal detect, treasure hunt, dive, just an overall adventure. Today we went diving, and you know it is the most difficult thing to capture on camera that you can do. So let's go through my bag real quick together, and then we'll talk about the history of each one. We'll try to make this a video. I hope you guys like this kind of stuff. Let me know in the comments. All right, here's my bag. We're gonna do this kind of quick because, one, I don't know what's in here and I'm excited, but two, we got a storm coming. That is looks like a piece off of a ship, another piece of coal. That is a lead can out of a ration can. That's pretty cool. Big piece of lead. Set a small piece of lead. Yeah, we got a fire pistol bullet. Oh, brass screw. I mean, you just cannot see this stuff on the bottom of the river. It is absolutely crazy. Sometimes I just grab it and put it in there. We got a sinker, of course. Another piece of ration can. This one on the bottom of the ration can, we'll show you an example of that. Another piece of iron. What else do we have in here? Oh, shotgun piece. What's this? Ooh, that's either a handle to a spoon. I'm not real sure what that is. Maybe to a pot. Definitely looks like it was a piece of a utensil of some sort. That's pretty neat. Anything else? We got some random brass, little pieces of stuff in there. Oh, look at that! I did find myself a penny. Now let's go to the front pocket. This is where the good stuff holds. Oh my gosh, it's a stencil! What? Like Cavalry! Oh my gosh! What? That's a soldier's stencil. That's an ideable item. Oh my gosh! No way! What is his name? Harris Light Cavalry? What? That is amazing. Something Connecticut? Oh my gosh. It's gonna completely have his name. That is my first ideable relic. We're gonna do a close-up to this. Holy smokes. What? So first off, let me start by saying the pinnacle of any relic hunter or artifact hunter or treasure hunter or metal detectors or lover of history, whatever you want to call it, is to find an individual item ideable to a single person. That is a massively difficult task to accomplish, and I think something that a lot of people dream of. Not only does it tell you an exact piece, time, and stamp, but I feel like it gives you a personal connection to that person and when they lost that item. This item right here in front of us is the stencil or ID stencil for James W. Bradley. He was mustered into service August 15th, 1861 to the 1st Squadron of Connecticut Cavalry. Very quickly was that unit swallowed up by the 2nd Cavalry of New York, and he went to spend the rest of his days in service with that company. He actually made it all the way through the American Civil War and mustered out of service August 20th, 1864. 3 years, 5 days of service to his country, preventing a division of his country and doing his duty. This piece is truly amazing for being the condition that it is in. It's unbelievable. Named after the New York Senator, the Honorable Ira Harris of Albany, the Harris Light Cavalry, as it was unofficially known and officially known as the 2nd Regiment of New York Volunteer Cavalry, mustered into service, authorized by the War Department on July 25th, 1861. Its 12 companies were composed of men hailing from New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Indiana, and Pennsylvania. The original terms of service were 3 years. Of its initial strength of 2,528 men at the beginning of the war, it ended with a total loss of 112 men killed or died of wounds, 9 of whom were officers. 2 officers and 243 men died of disease or accident. 14 officers and 554 men were reported missing, and 109 of them were recorded dying in the Andersonville prison while prisoners of war. The regiment itself served mostly entirely in Virginia and Maryland and took place in more than 175 engagements, battles, and skirmishes. According to the state of New York, it was a credit to the state which it set forth, and it was a regiment that displayed conspicuous gallantry. So you may be wondering what this was used for. The tradition of labeling your items actually extends all the way into the American Revolution, with Revolutionary War soldiers labeling their items as not to be lost or be confused with another soldiers. This presented a number of benefits, including the prevention of disease and prevention of loss. James may also have used this stencil for a return address, not that letters would have been returned to him in the field, but just so his family knew who the letter was coming from when he was writing. I need your help finding James's gravesite, if it is available to be found on the internet, or if there are any records of it. James was 28 when he entered into service, so it would have meant he was born in 1833 or thereabout. I do not know when James died, as he did make it through the entire American Civil War. But I need help finding some more information about James, so resources that I may not have access to. Please let me know in the comments below. In my excitement of the find that I had just made, I completely failed to show you the rest of the items that I found. And aside from the ID stencil, had I not found that, this day would have been stellar. We found a number of really incredible targets, which include this absolutely stellar Eagle Eye, beautiful button, shank on it, just phenomenal color. This is just a truly awesome relic right here. That is a bayonet scabbard tip with the finial on it, and it's been filled with lead. I was curious as to why it was so heavy when I found it, and I didn't know. Obviously I couldn't see much of it, but I believe that a soldier was using that as a fishing weight. So how cool is that? Really neat personal item, along with some other kind of odds and ends. The spoon handle or fork or whatever it is handle, I showed you before, but that is a really nice object as well. Overall, really, really stellar. And then the last item is this. Beautiful 1861 seated halftime. I could barely pick this up on the bottom with my machine, and it was in a clump of mud and I didn't know what I had, so I just tossed it into my bag. Again, all these finds were lost, on the ID tag or the ID stencil. So fantastic day. Small part of what I'll say about this find, and I guess why it is a little kind of a bit emotional. I think it reminds us of our own mortality and life in general. But there's a really cool quote from David Eagleman. He says, there are 3 deaths. The first is when the body ceases to function. The second is when the body is consecrated to the grave. The third is that moment sometime in the future when your name is spoken for the last time. And I think the cool part about metal detecting is that because of this cool hobby, James W. Bradley's name has been spoken again. I'm really excited to have this relic to treasure for while I'm here, and to pass on to its rightful place sometime in the future. So I think that's a pretty good story. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Gone Diggin'. My name is Matt. Let's go out there and let's find some history and maybe tell somebody else's story. Till next time, I'll see you right here. Thank you for watching.